Thank you all for joining the Golf Manor Synagogue Mussar Minute. We're trying a new location. Thank you to those who offered their feedback about the echo with our first location, and let us know if this is an improvement. Ramchal has an introduction after his introduction. He has a classic introduction, his Hakdama, which is why he wrote the Sefer. But his very first chapter in the Sefer Mesilas Yesharim is Be'ur Klal Chovas Ha'adam Be'olamo, a clarity of the general understanding of a man's obligation in this world. This chapter is really before he launches off into the hierarchy of Rabbi Pinchas ben Yair, the step-by-step process of personal growth that Rabbi Pinchas ben Yair lays out for us, which is, as we mentioned, the structure of the Sefer. Before that, he starts with this chapter, which is a really, really important chapter in Mesilas Yesharim, because what Ramchal is doing for us here is he's explained for us why. Why should I care? Why should I bother? And he's giving us a crash course in Jewish philosophy according to Ramchal for why we do what we do. Why is it important to keep the Torah? So let's begin. Yesod HaChasidus v'shorish ha'avod ha'tmimahu. Famous opening line of Mesilas Yesharim. If you listen to those first four words carefully, Yesod HaChasidus v'shorish ha'avoda, you'll notice that Ramchal incorporated Hashem's name, Yud He, Vav He, into those first four words of the Sefer. The Yesod HaChasidus, the foundation of piety, the Shoresh HaAvoda, and the root of Avoda, of work in service of Hashem, Hatamima, in its perfection, who is as follows. So here Ramchal is also using very specific language, Yesod and Shoresh. A building, a structure, growth happens in two ways. There's a foundation. You lay a foundation and build upon it. There's also Shoresh, there's also a root for organic growth. And he's describing this as both the Yesod and the Shoresh. She is barer. It needs to be clear. Vis ametz, and true. Etzel ha'adam, to the person. Ma chovaso be'olamo. What is his obligation in his world? Now, of course, the his is not to indicate masculine versus feminine, but rather the possessive, and the default possessive is the masculine. So, ma chovaso be'olamo, what is his obligation in his world? This is a very key line in Ramchal, the opening line of Ramchal, that the starting point of it all is clarity of why we're doing what we're doing. Clarity of what is my obligation. And listen to his words carefully. Ma chovaso be'olamo, in his world. We each have our own distinct world in which we live. There's no one world, and we all have obligations within that one world. That certainly is true in a general sense. But in the sense of our avodas Hashem, in our service of Hashem, in our fulfillment of the Torah, we each have our own unique world, our own unique mission, and we need to have clarity in our obligations within our own world. And it's not only a matter of clarity, the yisametz, it has to be made true. This is a very interesting usage of that word. One thinks that something is either true or not true. What does it mean to become true to me? Well, Ramchal is revealing to us that truths are not always true. They might be intrinsically true, inherently true, but are they true to us? Do we view that as the ultimate truth? That's something that develops work. It comes with clarity. It comes with refining ideas, digesting and absorbing ideas, giving them time, mulling them over, studying these ideas. That's how something becomes true to us. And that's something that Ramchal is teaching us, that the first step is yisbarer v'yisametz. It has to be clear, and it has to be true to us. Ma chovaso be'olamo. What is our obligation in our world? Ulamad tzarich sheyasim mabato umagamaso b'chol ashehu omel kol yemei chayev. And to what do we need to place our focus, our gaze, our intention, in everything that we labor over all the days of our life? That is the starting point. We need that clarity. We need to know what our mission is, what our obligation is, and then we can pursue that with with a sense of fulfillment, with knowing that we're doing that which we're obligated to do, knowing that we are fulfilling our purpose in life. That is what's going to fuel us more than anything else, is understanding our purpose and living a life of purpose. Thank you all for listening.